We're back up on Monte Cristo doing our last game camera exchange of the year. There's a gate that closes off the top of the mountain about 15, maybe, well, it's probably more like 20 miles from here. So we can't even get anywhere close in a vehicle. We just got done servicing some game cameras. We got some high efficiency cameras that are very easy on the battery juice. So brand new cameras. It'll be about 7 months before we can get back up in here and service these cameras again. There's one of them right there. I'm not even going to zoom in. You guys can see, if you guys can see that animal. And then I've got another game camera here. Derek and I keep seeing something odd in the background on these cameras. So we're gonna go across the way and keep capturing with the game camera back here. Looks to me like some type of a shelter at times. There's another game camera. They'll be up here all winter long. And the batteries that I have in these cameras right now are down to about 25% charge that I just took out. And they've been in these cameras since May. So hopefully the batteries in these will last 7 months. We got them near a reliable water source. We keep an eye on top of Monte Cristo because there's several springs that have Bigfoot sightings. I know of a half a dozen Bigfoot sightings here that have been reported, and 3 of those Bigfoot sightings I know the people personally. So I take this place very seriously.
This is our backyard.
Yeah, we consider this research location our backyard. Derek and I can get off work in the afternoon. We can drive up here, do a game camera exchange, fly the drone, and still be back home by dinner time. So it's a local remote place. Local for us anyway. Yeah, sometimes when I get real antsy for a midweek Bigfoot expedition, I'll stay out here till midnight spotlighting and stuff, and then just go into work with red eye. You know, I kept thinking I seen a black or a camouflage.
Sometimes you never know exactly what you're going to find, and you wonder where bone goes. That's all that's left
Of some bone.
Of some bone, you know, sitting right here, and you know, where's the rest of it? You never know. Some porcupine. Gotta look.
Well, I keep thinking I see a blind back here. And it's looked black in color, it's looked in camouflage in color, and I was thinking that maybe a deer hunter had left one up here until the hunt. A couple of hunts have come and gone, so maybe he put it up here a month early so the animals would get used to it, and after the hunt he took it down because I'm not seeing a blind back here. I am seeing a natural blind.
Could have been utilized as such. This is what I was kind of thinking.
Yeah, you could take a camo or a dark tarp and put it up here.
I mean, not only that, I mean, wow, it's not a horrible place to actually just, because we do get a lot of activity that goes up and down through here.
Kind of looking to see if I can see any man-made hunter footprints, you know. If it was a man-made blind I seen back here. It rains so much up here though. That stuff washes away pretty quick. Here's a good snap at one time. That one doesn't look twisted, so very well could have been by weather. Yeah, we're right in the middle of a bunch of sightings, and all the sightings have been pretty close to a spring. And kid camping with Derek this summer thought he saw a Bigfoot, or at least something. He didn't say it was a Bigfoot, he described it as a
face staring at him between the trees. It was on its all fours and stood as tall as me.
Yeah, before it took off. Yeah, there's a snap off up there.
Another one that just doesn't look like it was twisted.
It's been snapped twice though, Derek. That's the thing I'm having an issue with, is if it was weather related, it wouldn't be broken there and there. It would be one or the other, and that one's a clean break off. And that's right next to the other break off I was just...
You know.
Oh no, that's a third break off.
That is third. The other one's down there further. Actually, it's behind this that you can't see. What about this one is, I like when it went and snapped, maybe this first off, when it went to yank it and snap it and pull it, it actually snapped up there higher up. It split it in half up there. Potentially, I mean, you know.
A bear will sometimes climb up and unintentionally snap them off, but I don't see any bear claws going up this bugger.
No.
So.
Not at all.
Yeah, and we all know aspen trees scar up real good. That's why people like carving their initials and their honey's initials and the heart.
Yeah, the only little mark that you got is that right there, and it's a clean tree actually. In fact, almost all these trees around here.
There's just so much organic matter on the floor of the forest right now because of the fall conditions, that it's real challenging to find a hunter's footprints or a Bigfoot or whatever.
It's a good 10 feet in the air, 12, 13 foot where the initial snap took place.
Yeah, somebody's old Mountain Dew. I remember on Finding Bigfoot in Arizona, that wild man getting into Mitch Waite's cooler taking soda pops that everybody thought was a Bigfoot. So, you know, hey, because of that footage, I'm not ruling that out because it's right next to a giant sized footprint. That's pretty much, looks like it was made by pushing in.
Here?
Yeah.
There's a tree rubbing up against another tree. Be a creepy sound in the middle of the night, huh?
I like it when I see a root ball like this. because I've read a lot of Bigfoot reports where they'll hide behind a root ball to observe you. And I think that these people actually surprise them. They come up to these root balls because there's going to be all kinds of grubs and stuff living at the base of this root ball, in the soil and in the rotting out tree. So I'm going to walk up to that and look for Bigfoot evidence, because they get seen by root balls once in a while. Looks like a great place to lay down and take shelter too. I don't know if I was going to build a dual survive for shelter. I think I would build it right here.
It would be a good start.
Yep. You already got something to lay your shelter pieces on, and make your lean-to out this way and have a door out that way and a door out that way.
Gives you an idea of how big it is too, actually. That's a 7-8 foot.
It looks to me like a great napping place for an animal that is comfortable just laying on the ground. It's got a little bit of wind blockage on one side. But yeah, I always...
You got something with vermin or something that's actually been burrowing through and kind of cleaning things out.
Yeah, from the Pacific Northwest, the Redwoods, all the way to Montana. I've read dozens of Bigfoot reports, and I've even reported on them in location where they're seen near a root ball.
Like you mentioned too, that's a hell of a good cover. Something's coming around, and you stand behind this, and even at 10 foot tall, you're...
It's probably also a great place to get food. I mean, look, something has burrowed into the root ball right here, and it has brought grasses and stuff in there. I mean, if you were Bigfoot, I'm sure you would eat any type of a forest rodent whole. Oh, there's another spot right there where something has been staying too. I mean, hell, if you were surviving, you'd make a snare at the base of each one of those so you wouldn't have to sleep with the mouse or the gerbil that's in the tree.
He's not liking us. We found the local. He's just right there. See the little squirrel? Yes, right there.
I can't see him.
Right through the trees right there on the log.
Oh, I seen him move.
He's even got it in his mouth.
He's still putting away pine cones for the winter time.
He's saying, hey, jackass, this is my tree.
We're probably right by one of his favorite caches too.
Well, you can... just to point it out, I mean, all over.
Yeah, he's been going to town here.
He's been going to town here.
In the wintertime, or excuse me, this is the time of the year that the bears will start raiding their caches too. And makes you wonder if Bigfoot also raids their caches.
I have no doubt.
And there's certain animals that will dig down to their caches through the snow in the wintertime, including them, every once in a while to eat.
Well, just think, I mean, in my opinion, Bigfoot is a huge observer. It watches everything around it. It's a lord of the forest. So, you know, anything that it sees another animal doing, instinctually, it's going to pick up and it's going to do the same. So, you know, I mean, why not? Why would it not raid a squirrel's bowl? Sorry, little guy, didn't mean to stress you out. Have a good lunch. Yeah, I'm going to go back the other way so this is not anymore. They're time to come up.
Another thing that I like about staying under a root ball, you get another tree to come down on top of you, and chances are this root ball's gonna stop it before it gets to you if you're sleeping under it. It's almost like a cave out in the middle of the trees.
That is definitely something that you want to keep an eye out for when you're not running around here. Last thing you want to do is come across the Widowmaker.
Yeah, a photo went around Facebook not too long ago about a big old bull elk. Someone took a photo of it a couple of weeks after it was a victim to a deadfall. So it was either standing there or laying there. And hey, here's another snap off we walked right past. I mean, that one's pretty high.
And something actually has been lifting up and tearing that up.
Yeah, something's been tearing into the bark.
That almost sounded like an elk.
I thought I heard a bugle or something.
Yeah.
I know a lot of the majority of these snap-offs can be naturally made. The ones that we're looking at closely are the ones that look twisted. And then we saw the double one over there that we know one of them could have been natural, but both of them.
Makes it unusual.
Yeah. Makes it less likely it was one of them was natural. I have seen videos of black bears climbing up so high on aspens that they can't take the weight and they snap. But when you don't see the bear claws going up the tree,
makes you wonder.
And I have seen the ones where the bears have climbed them. Up in Bear Wallow, I've got lots of video and photos of where bears have climbed up those trees. I mean, it's very obvious. I mean, you got big old gouge, and you know, they claw into them and they claw in and make like a couple of inch gouge. Another snap off right there. A lot of them in one little vicinity. And there's a lot of protection from large growth trees in here from the wind and from a lot of snow load. So yeah, I do like this grove of snap-offs that's right near all the springs that everybody's been seeing the Bigfoot sightings at. Yeah, that tree got twisted and then it survived and kept growing there for a while. Oh, it's still alive.
Still alive and parallel to the ground. No, relatively close to parallel, I guess. But oddity. Jammed down underneath a smaller little tree down here.
Yeah, that is kind of odd. It got twisted and pulled down and wedged under another little tree. That's pretty cool. There's another one that's been twisted right behind the one that's been snapped off.
That's the dual snap. It's still growing.
Well, there's a snap here. Let me see if I can get the camera on. Yeah, there's a snap right there. Then there's a double one right there, and right next to it, this one has been twisted as if in an attempt to snap it too.
Something come down and pulled it down and twisted it. Like it pulled it down this way and actually twisted it that way. Just from how it twists on the actual tree.
There's several reasons I believe that they do this. One is to mark territory. Another one is to create impediments. If they're staying on either side of this, for whatever reason, bedding down for the night, this or that, it creates an impediment that something has to either go under, over, or around, making it take you more time to get to where they are at, and more potential for making some type of noise that you will be detected. And then it's also a way to mark territory for other Bigfoots.
Well, think of it this way too. Say you actually have a prey coming down here, you know, it gets to here even at night. It now actually comes across this, and actually instinctually it's going to jump it if it saw it. I mean, true, it might go around, but if it jumps it, you know, you just actually made notice. It now knows.
It'll make more noise jumping it too.
Noise. It just gave an alert that, hey, I'm here. Something's there.
Watching the 3-mile trackway in the snow also gave me another reasoning that they do the snap off. It looked very instinctual, like it would snap everything from the smallest twigs to branches and everything, and it kept going through the thickest part of the forest, the part of the forest that humans wouldn't want to. I mean, it had no choice but to go across several clearings, but it would go from a clearing, from a thick spot to a clearing to a thick spot. And when they parallel us in the forests, the way that they're able to move so quickly and stuff, if they're always snapping off when they're back there, they're creating little alleyways in the forest where it's impeding the growth and just gives them enough room, you know, to slide through sideways and stuff. It's just amazing when you're hearing something paralleling you in the forest and you're on a pretty good beaten path and you're making pretty good time, and they're keeping up with you or going ahead of you in the thick stuff.
And they've already taken everything that might cause any type of awareness that they're there. So they've already snapped off everything that's going to indicate that something's going through brush. You see that in Rough Hollow. You see where it acts as like little tunnels going down underneath these, that something dropped down on all fours and it's going through on all fours, that they had a plain clear right through the middle of some rugged crap that unless we jump down on all fours, it'd be a gigantic pain in the butt to even do.
Yeah, I think they use their same pathways that they're used to. They make them for their own use, and they usually make them on steep sides of mountains where people don't want to travel anyway. And then, you know, so they make their own animal trails, in my opinion, and they also use animal trails. And their favorite ones, they want to impede the growth so that they can use them year-round.
Check this out. This is probably an elk or something. Maybe, I don't know. How stuffed up that is. That's probably not. What scuffed all that up? But I take back what I said, though. I don't think that that's what it was.
Well, there's a lot of animals, including birds, that like to get under the bark of dead trees and get whatever's under them.
Yeah. And they're dead. Dead.
All right, well, I didn't find the blind that I wanted to find back here. I thought there was a human blind that we kept catching on game camera. Haven't seen it or really any sign of it.
That's pretty. Well, there's guys going down, but that is an old, massive tree. It's had problems for a long time. Look how thick that is. I mean, from here in northern Utah, that is a thick tree.
Looks like a fir.
Douglas.
I believe
That is a very,
that feels like a fir. I think that's what it is.
Very, very old tree.
If we find something of interest, even if it's just deer or elk or whatever on those game cam, SD cards we just collected. We'll put them at the end of this video for y'all. We usually find something of interest here. This is, you know, I don't want to get into orbs, but we did find a couple of orbs in 2012 back here on our game camera that we still can't explain. I did a bunch of experiments with the camera that it happened on with spider webs and grains of sand and moisture, and I couldn't recreate the orbs. And not only did I not create the orbs, I could not put the filaments of spider web, all different types of spider webs I tried to use, I could not make the filaments disappear day or night. They always show up on my game cameras. So me thinking that it was a spider web with a grain of sand or a piece of dew on it making it happen, it wasn't it. I've heard that seismic activity will make stuff like that happen. You know, certain types of rock rubbing together inside the earth, making certain types of magnetic or electric activity. So, you know, we might have caught a geological event on our camera up here. Hey, check out the bird nest, Derek. This is a robin's nest. At least I've seen robins make this type of a nest before.
That seems awfully small for a robin.
Yeah, it does, huh? It's the leaves that have fallen into it. This
little starling or sparrow or something.
If we had decided to make a shelter back there, I'd be grabbing this nest to use as tinder to make a fire. Yeah, I don't know what bird that belongs to.
But it was rather well made.
Pretty neat.
I walked right past it. I'm going to keep my eyes open, right?
I think you're looking for Bigfoot off in the distance.
Definitely wasn't looking for a little robin nest.
This is the time of year that people, all the Bigfoot sightings that I know of up here have been between August and November. And it's a week before November. We're right here at the prime time to have a Bigfoot sighting.
And that actually goes almost anywhere we go. I mean, when our epic Bigfoot expedition was like this week 2 years ago.
It was like October 20th or something.
Yeah, I mean, it was, you know, right now. So.
All right, well, we're going to show you guys what's on those SD cards. Keep on watching.
We're going to keep on squawking.